Good afternoon and welcome to TVM News. Today is Friday, March 3rd. I'm Neva Kamal-Nero.
And I'm Kyle Driscoll. Today we have news about a woman going to prison for killing her own fiancé.
We also have news about a Chicago cop that was killed on duty.
And we'll be checking in with TVM sports anchors John Downey and Vincent Goldschmidt to find out the latest in Marywood and professional sports.
With midterms approaching us next week, Marywood's biology and chemistry clubs now know what we need. JD Joe's is coming to campus Monday from 12 to 3 p.m. in the art field. You will be able to purchase ice cream sponsored by both the biology and chemistry club, and we will be accepting cash or card at this event.
The Psych Club and Psi Chi hosted an event with a biopsychologist and author last Thursday. Dr. Marissa Harrison was invited to campus to have a discussion on her latest book, The Psychology of Female Serial Killers. There was a Q&A following the presentation. One person won a raffle for a signed copy of her book.
Calling all basketball fans. Although the regular season is over, March Madness at Marywood has just begun. March Craziness is a 3-versus-3 tournament happening this Sunday from 12 to 4 p.m. in the Interloco Arena. Students and alumni can play on the same team. Sign-ups will be through the QR code in the email. Awards will be given out at the tournament to the winners and the team with the craziest costume.
Would you want to play a game with campus safety? Students will be able to participate in Pacer Feud this coming Monday at 8 p.m. in the Woodford Room. Inspired by the show Family Feud, players can form teams of up to 3 people. Their other 2 teammates will be campus safety officers. Visit the link in the description to sign up.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a mother being charged with the murder of her own fiancé.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
What if you could feel in control of your retirement in just a few clicks? At aceyourretirement.org, you can. Start with a free 3-minute chat with Avo, your friendly digital retirement coach. Just answer some simple questions like, how do you feel about your ability to save for retirement? Or in how many years do you want to retire? To get free action items customized just for you, get your retirement back on track at aceyourretirement.org.
Last Monday, a woman from Scranton has been sentenced to 15 years in prison for a crime that she committed 2 years ago. Elaine Dougherty was stabbed by her fiancé, George Shenkovitz, in their home during an argument. He later died in the hospital. Dougherty was charged with homicide and pled guilty.
A fire broke out in an abandoned warehouse in Oliphant this past Saturday. The old slaughterhouse off Hull Street was engulfed by flames that took hours to extinguish. A state police fire marshal was called to the scene. 2 juveniles have been deemed the prime suspect.
An accident in Lackawanna County brought traffic to a standstill on Wednesday night. A tractor-trailer rolled onto an off-ramp in South Abington Township, blocking access to I-81's exit to the turnpike. No words on the conditions of the driver. The road was cleared later Thursday morning.
The First Presbyterian Church of Mahoe City will be holding its final service on March 12th at 3 p.m. The 162-year-old church is older than the city itself and has served the community for decades. The church has decided to close its doors due to a lack of funding and active members.
A 2-year-old child was found wandering alone at 2 a.m. Wednesday. Taylor police discovered the child walking on Jefferson Street and was taken to the hospital. The child did not suffer any significant injuries. Officers are still investigating.
Local celebrities and local dancers were paired off for a performance competition at the FM Kirby Center in Wilkes-Barre last Saturday. The competition was held to benefit the KISS Children's Theater in Wilkes-Barre. Their mission is to promote inclusivity and to provide arts education to all kids in the Wyoming Valley.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a Chicago cop that was killed on duty.
My name is Teresa Barber. I was in the United States Navy and I served overseas in the Middle East and Africa. Early on in my career, I had a commander that taught our suicide prevention training on a Friday afternoon, and the very next day he took his own life. 90% of suicide attempts involving a gun are fatal. You don't know how much somebody can hide what's going on inside their head. Store your guns securely. Help stop suicide.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzz and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
But yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
A Chicago police officer died on Wednesday while responding to a call about a person with a firearm. Andres Valisco, the suspect, exchanged gunfire. Valisco later died at Mount Sion. The 18-year-old suspect was shot in the head and is in critical condition.
5 people died when a medical transport plane crashed in Nevada last Friday. They were en route to Salt Lake City, Utah. Aboard the aircraft were the pilot, nurse, paramedic, patient, and a family member. The call was placed 2 hours before emergency officials discovered the crash scene. The National Transportation Safety Board is still investigating.
A man in Florida has been sentenced to 6 years in federal prison in attempts to obtain $4.2 million in COVID-19 relief funds. Zaleski Borowski filed false loan applications to a paycheck protection program. Borowski had received $2.1 million, which he will need to repay in addition to the jail.
The University of Idaho has announced plans to demolish an off-campus house where students were found murdered last November. This was decided as an effort to give closure to the victims' families as well as the campus community. The property will be torn down sometime this spring semester.
New York City and the NYPD will have to pay millions in settlement agreements to over 300 people that were kettled by the police officers during the George Floyd protests in 2020. The demonstrators were confined to a 1-block radius and police moved in with force. Those involved in settlements will each receive over $21,000. When we come back, we'll check in with TVM Sports anchors John Downey and Vincent Goldsmith for the latest in Marywood and professional sports.
When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Those 9 months were also 273 days of planning. What about your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. And let's not forget those barbecues you plan in detail for your family and your more vegetarian by the day best friends. That surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. When it comes to making plans, you are the best. What about those barbecues you plan in detail for your family? Or your daughter's first costume party? It was out of this world. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make. When it comes to making plans, you are the best. Remember the best planned 90 minutes of your life? Or that surprise party for your parents' golden anniversary? You get the golden planning. The same way you plan each detail for those moments, start planning to protect you and your loved ones from a natural disaster. Sign up for local weather and emergency alerts. Prepare an emergency kit and make a family communications plan. Protecting your family is the best plan you can make.
Another great week in Marywood sports, John.
That's an exciting time here at Marywood, Vinny.
Yeah, we love to see it. Both the men and women's rugby teams took part in the Frostbite Invitational. The women's team went 1-2 with a victory over the University of Delaware, 26-5, before falling to Binghamton University and Westchester University, 17-14 and 24-5. The men's team fared much better with a clean sweep, with victories over Bucknell University 35-5, Millersville University 19-17, and Swarthmore University 30-0. The women's team continued their season, finishing the week 1-1 with a dominating 20-3 victory over King's College before an 18-12 loss to Lebanon University. Freshman Avery Megan netted 8 goals over the pair of games. The men's lacrosse team dropped a nail-biter, losing in double overtime to Manhattanville College 7-6. Junior Carrion Scalin netted a pair of goals in the effort. John, what do we got in national sports this week?
You hear about baseball? There are all these rules limiting the time of games. To be honest, I play baseball. Less time on the field. I'm not going to lie, it's a little better.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah,
Speeding the game up.
Over 3 hours for a game is a long time on the field, you know?
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
Yeah. The offseason keeps rolling by in the NFL, and the next stop is the Combine, where the best talents across the country show off their potential pro skills in front of all 32 teams. It kicked off last night with the defensive linemen and linebackers hitting the field. Tonight we got the defensive backs along with kickers and punters. Saturday afternoon is a big show with the quarterback, wide receivers, and tight end doing their thing. And Sunday ends with the offensive linemen and running back. This is the start to what gives teams and fan bases hope that their team will turn it around. The NHL trade deadline is coming up at 3 p.m. and has not disappointed with big names like Patrick Kane, Timo Meyer, Bo Horvat, Ryan O'Reilly, Vladimir Tarasenko, and Jonathan Quick, all being traded. All the players on the list have been moved into an already powerful Eastern Conference with the likes of the Bruins, Hurricanes, Devils, Maple Leafs, Rangers, and Lightning with 78-plus points. Meanwhile, the West doesn't have a single team past that mark yet. Based off the numbers, expect the team from the Eastern Conference to hoist the Stanley Cup trophy come June. Major League Baseball's decision to implement various new rules has paid dividends, with batting averages and runs being scored going up along with the time of games being down. At this time last year in spring, hitters were batting .259 and 10.6 runs were scored on average. Meanwhile, this year, hitters are batting .272 and 11.9 runs are being scored on average. This comes after the shift being banned from baseball, which is forcing the game to be played how it was intended to be. Another rule implementing the pitch clock, and that has also showed drastic changes because games are now on average at least 23 minutes shorter. That's all for sports. We'll be back after these messages.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
Hey guys, it's me, Isabella Gomez, filling in for Smokey Bear. He's got more to say than just...
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Like, if you're outside enjoying a barbecue, don't let a hamburger distract you from fire safety. Make sure you aren't dumping your hot coals or ashes onto the ground because that could start a wildfire. So take wildfire prevention seriously and let's save the world one day at a time. Juntos con Smokey Bear, podemos hacerlo. Go to smokeybear.com to learn more about wildfire prevention.
A 46-hour dance marathon has broken its records by raising $15 million. The annual Penn State Thon event took place February 17th through the 19th. This marked its 51st year of fundraising to benefit Four Diamonds, a national nonprofit fund that covers 100% of all medical expenses for families with childhood cancer. At Penn State Children's Hospital. 46 hours of dancing.
I know. Can you imagine? A bunch of my friends go to Penn State and they were just like up for 2 hours straight, dancing on their feet. Can't sit down. It's like, truly. Glad we're here. But good for them, though. They raise money for good cause. That's going to do it for this week's edition of TVM News. From everyone here at TV-Marywood, thanks for tuning in.
Be sure to follow TV-Marywood's YouTube page and like the TVM Facebook page to stay up to date on the latest happenings and to watch additional content. I'm Kyle Driscoll.
And I'm Neva Kamalonero. Have a great weekend, Marywood.